One of my priorities as both before, during, and after my service on council has been watching that budget. And I've looked at this budget. I've looked also at the changes that are listed as budget revisions that was provided by the township manager and posted to the township website. I looked at page 59 of the budget packet, sheet 10 of the FCOA format budget, and there are a couple of items that jump out. Again, the use of ARP funds, and something that really has baffled me, the liquidation of reserve for due from general capital fund for $950,000, which is something that I don't fully understand and hope that we can get an explanation.
You're doing an introduction of budget. It is enormously important that the public be able to understand and that you be able to understand what's actually there. I don't think you do, and Mr. Sohn was excellent in pointing out there are some things you need to explain to us. What in the world is liquidation of the capital reserve? What does that mean? You have 12 items listed in that little spreadsheet. I didn't understand half of them, and I've spent a lot of the last few years, you know, trying to understand your budgets. What's going on?
We did was we took the original municipal tax levy as presented by the manager back on March 9th, I believe it was, and we showed the adjustments to the budget to arrive at 3.49% increase on the tax rate. And what we were able to do through our toolkit was, and again, the budget is a living, breathing document. We do have a bond sale on Thursday. And so that's why this did take some deliberative effort on our part to put this together and get it up on the website. There were changes being made as late as last Thursday on this. The budget is being increased in several categories and decreased in others. So, for example, we are increasing the appropriation on note principal for this year. We are increasing, or rather decreasing, state aid revenue. And we are reducing our ARP revenue by $950,000. We are able to reduce the ARP revenue by $950,000 to put us in a better position for next year. So we're not using the $2.1 million in full this year. And we are able to do that by liquidating the reserve from the capital fund. Now, simply put, what happens is when the budget is approved, for example, the manager and I, since 2019, we've been budgeting as the council $300,000 in the budget for tax appeal reserves. This is akin to that. When that money isn't touched, the auditor and myself move it to a reserve, and that reserve gets built up. So when we went to the local finance board in 2021 about Glen Point, and they asked us point blank, do you have a reserve set up for this, or essentially money set aside, we were able to answer in the affirmative. And we did utilize $500,000 of that reserve last year. To answer Mr. Sohn's question, yes, this is a one-off revenue item that will not be present next year. The good news is, by utilizing this liquidation of a reserve, essentially taking from a sinking fund that we've built up, we are able to still keep the ARP money in the budget to utilize next year.